Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Whovians all around the globe from every corner of the galaxy with every race, creed, color, and otherwise planet of origin. We all, I think, are probably very well at this point that Disney, the Walt Disney Company, is currently funding Doctor Who. Russell T Davies flat out and came out and said with his ambitious goals for these new seasons, for this new Doctor, for this new direction, for this new era, where some are even referring to it as season one, now that they're on Disney out there, and with that Disney funding, that he wouldn't have been able to do it without the Disney funding, without all of that money behind him. Well, boys and girls, we know that Disney money comes with certain requirements, comes with certain boxes that you have to check. And I don't think there's any doubt about that in any way, shape, or form, that Doctor Who has definitely been checking all of the boxes since the return of Russell T Davies in the 60th anniversary, which turned out to be an absolute abysmal failure and ended up being one of the worst in ratings history. And anybody that's been paying attention to Doctor Who ratings over the last few months is very well aware of the fact that the series is absolutely collapsing. It's lost over 2.5 million viewers since the Christmas special, and things seem to only be getting worse as every episode continues to come out. Well, one of the other things that comes with Disney, as well as everything turning to dust with it touches and everything turning into an absolute agenda-driven nonsense, is the power that comes behind that and the money to pay for certain things. Now, there's been accusations of bots out there on social media for quite a long time, intentionally trying to push things, intentionally trying to hype it up, because we know if something ends up trending in the algorithm, a lot more people pay attention to it, a lot more people see it, especially when it comes to X, aka the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bots aren't getting as clever as what they used to be. I don't know if maybe Disney's running out of money and can't pay for as higher quality of bots for Doctor Who as what they used to, or maybe they just don't even care anymore and they're not trying to hide it, because our dear sweet friend, Master of the Total Defense Shogun, aka Master of the TDS, out there on social media, and of course the host of Gothic Therapy on YouTube and all the rest of your streaming live video platforms out there, has been out there documenting and commenting and calling out a lot of these bots out there. And boys and girls, you don't have to do any jumps, any hoops, any kind of crazy mental gymnastics, because when you see these accounts, when you see these messages, and you see the similarities of these messages, it's going to be very obvious to anyone out there, even the detractors and maybe even the fans of this new direction of Doctor Who. There's no doubt the bots are out there in full force trying to make social media and Doctor Who's success, Disney's Doctor Who, into something that it absolutely is not. And the ratings at the end of the day will prove that. But nonetheless, Master of the TDS doing the Lord's work out there on social media, ladies and gentlemen, because as you can see over here from his Twitter, he's got a lot of lovely little screen captures of all of the different bots that he's been collected and finding and observing in response to the backlash and to the response of the new direction of Disney Doctor Who, helmed by the none other formerly acclaimed and formerly beloved Russell T Davies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to check out all of his lovely screenshots. We're going to get down into his analysis, see what he thinks, and see some of the other great work that he's been doing with other collaborators out there. And of course, praise him and thank him for doing that, because this kind of stuff needs to be highlighted. And if you're not already, make sure you go subscribe and follow Master of TDS on all of his social media platforms. But before we do that, if you do enjoy our content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow if you have not already, depending on what platform you're on. Leave us a comment down below. What do you think about all of these bots out there? And if you haven't already, if you've got a little extra coin to toss, but think about becoming a member or a subscriber, depending on what platform you're on. Check out the links in the description down below and keep us afloat around here. Become part of the grease between our gears. But that being said, let's get into the juicy details of this. From Master of the Total Defense Shogun, the Cybermen are out in force, attempting to run interference for Jinx Monsoon, who plays the villain known as Maestro in Doctor Who, and as well as the person who flat out there came out and said that they don't need any of the Whovian fans that disagree with the new direction Russell T Davies is trying to take the show. Well, based on your viewership numbers, I think reality is coming out there and smacking dear sweet Jinx Monsoon right in the face, because clearly you do need us. They are praising of Jinx for breaking boundaries and making herstory in the show, even though it's actually a dude. The attached node map confirms that this is not random behavior, and the shape of the interaction show it appears to resemble what the OSO Me project would define as a bot network. Whether Disney, the BBC, or some other parties involved is still unknown. So bots, that's a high accusation there, boys and girls. That's a lot of shilling. It's a lot of coordination that has to come together in order for something like that to happen. Well, what proof could Master of the TDS probably? It's probably just a bunch of fans are saying very similar things, right? No, boys and girls. This isn't even close to being creative. This is even close to some of the quality of some of the bots we have seen in the past, because as you can see here from this very first example, we have from Juan Blair, Joseph Susan, Edward Elizabeth, and Anthony Christopher, which funny because Anthony Christopher's picture is very much clearly of a chick. Literally, as you can see, right down to the way it ends, right down to the exact same emojis. Breaking boundaries. Maybe I should read it in a robot voice. Breaking boundaries. Jinx Monsoon, the iconic drag superstar, is making history once again as the first drag artist to join the cast of Doctor Who, from winning RuPaul's Drag Race to going Doctor Who Time Warp. It doesn't matter. It's literally identical. 4 different accounts. Wow, 4. That's not a lot of bots. I'm sure they couldn't cause something to trend, but it's not just 4. Here's another one. Gustavo Sanchez. Breaking boundaries with Jinx Monsoon. From ruling RuPaul's Drag Race to Broadway brilliance, Jinx Monsoon is rewriting the rules. Now she's slaying the first as a drag artist in Doctor Who. Despite any hate, she's embracing her role, leading the charge for representation. In a chat, she spills the tea on her journey from drag fame to mainstream stardom, spreading love and acceptance along the way. Let's celebrate queer excellence and leave bigotry in the dust. Hashtag Jinx Monsoon, hashtag Doctor Who, hashtag queer excellence. And literally the response, Jinx Monsoon is truly breaking boundaries and slaying as the first drag artist in Doctor Who. Legendary. I mean, even the response is an obvious, it's literally quoting what the person posted. Tell me they are not reading from the same script. Tell me they are not reading from the same script. Same thing, exact same. Mustaf Farouk, which I'm pretty sure is a bot account we've seen before. Exact same quote, exact same comment all over again. Wow, breaking boundaries in style. Breaking boundaries, groundbreaking, breaking boundaries, groundbreaking, breaking boundaries, unstoppable, groundbreaking, breaking boundaries, trailblazer. Every one of the comments below this post. Are we starting to see a pattern here? Are we starting to understand what we mean by when we say these are bot accounts? These are obviously hired people to do the exact same thing. Here's another one. Bertie Telford. Same thing. Whole bunch of responses. Some of these with blue check marks, which means they are paying for these bot accounts. These ones aren't blue check marks, but look at this one. Paid for $5 a month. 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 Right here. These are paid for bot accounts. Someone is funding these. Once again, breaking boundaries, shadowing stereotypes, breaking barriers, absolutely breaking boundaries, smashing, breaking boundaries, smashing, breaking boundaries, breaking boundaries, breaking boundaries. Over and over and over again. Almost like they're reading off the exact same script. These are paid for bot accounts. It just keeps going. Breaking barriers, trailblazer, breaking boundaries, breaking barriers, trailblazer. Once again, exact same post, exact same quote. Breaking boundaries, trailblazer, breaking boundaries. Over and over again. Once again, node map I obtained with the help of Upper Echelon, team that shows the interaction between these and similar accounts. Notice a lot of overlapping here, boys and girls. Notice this giant red condensed section in the center. Yeah. Weird how that works. So I'm sure this is not a coordinated event. I'm sure the Walt Disney Company hasn't paid the kind of companies out there, the bot farms out there that we know exist all over the world. I'm sure they haven't paid them hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, maybe millions of dollars to go out there and post all of this stuff on social media. So that way they can get the new Neo Disney Doctor Who trending. Get it put out there on social media to look like it's actually doing well, to try to trick and fool investors and people that buy ads into thinking that the show is popular, into thinking it is doing well. That is why they do this. If anybody's out there asking, that is why it comes down to money. It comes down to ad buys. If they can show that things are trending, if they can show their BS nonsense parrot analytics garbage, that's money in their pocket. They can sell that to fools who don't know any better. The Walt Disney Company will spend millions of dollars on bot accounts to farm engagement in order to trick investors and to trick ad buyers with nothing more than fool's gold, which is exactly what this is. This isn't real engagement. This isn't real fans caring about what's going on. It's the same repeated nonsense by acolytes of the cult and by, in this case, paid bot accounts. You saw the blue check marks. You saw the exact same comment repeated in one form or variation of another. The exact same post over and over again. So say whatever you want. Come at me, trolls and Disney acolyte simps who are snorting the pixie dust all you want. Enjoy your Disney Doctor Who all you want. But at the end of the day, the numbers and the evidence don't lie. The ratings are in the toilet, and the bots are out there hardcore trying to prop up a dead franchise. Disney might not have killed Doctor Who. That might be Chris Chibnall himself that did that. But Russell T. Davies and Bob Iger are currently writing its eulogy and burying it all the way into the ground. So enjoy all these new fans that you're going to bring in. The 2.5 million, the rest of us, we'll go watch Classic Who. Join me at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays, exclusively on Rumble, to check out When Who Was Good. Because, boys and girls, we've got 50 years of good Classic Who and good new Who to go through. The last thing we need is Neo Disney Who, because that's an abomination, and the rest of us are all rejecting it, and the bots can do whatever they want. The numbers don't lie. Disney Doctor Who is dead.